Not happy about it.
Load management is, it's really a concept. Load management really doesn't mean anything. But in the NBA,
sounds ridiculous.
They started a system, and for those of you wondering, how the hell did this start? It's really the San Antonio Spurs, Greg Popovich, decided that Tim Duncan is up there in age, right? Kawhi Leonard dealing with injuries, even as a young player. And these are great players, all-time greats. We're going to sit games that we perceive as being less important during the regular season for the greater good down the stretch. That's the concept. And there's nothing to prove that it works, because if you watch the Yankees, as I said earlier, it feels like they've got 3 DHs. You have 2 first basemen. They told us that Ben Rice couldn't play anywhere but first base, so he and Goldschmidt were just splitting time over there, right? You've got Cody Bellinger, Trent Grisham, Jason Dominguez, Aaron Judge, and you're like, well, this is a great problem to have. And Michael Kay covered it and said, well, you can't call it a great problem to have. A great player's on the bench every day. So it's a problem nonetheless. And yet the Yankees think that load management is going to tee them up to win enough regular season games, just enough to where when they get to the end of the year or even in the postseason, all of their key cogs are healthy. That's their perception of what's going to work. They're doing it with Giancarlo Stanton. They're doing it with Austin Wells and Ben Rice. They did it last year with Trevino and Austin Wells. It's simply load management. So I'm glad that Marion brought this to the table. This is true. I don't like load management because I think what it tees you up for is preparing your body to do less. Like when you go to the gym, you need to push your body to the max. And guess what happens several months from now if you stay consistent? Suddenly that max is no longer the max. You can go further than that. But what if you show up and you walk on the treadmill? Well, you're not going to be able to run a triathlon down the stretch. You just can't because you're not pushing your body. So I get the concept. Guys are banged up. They want to attend to it. I understand the concept. But I think what Marion's bringing up here is the fact that you can't just bubble wrap everybody and expect to hit the ground running and go on win streaks and win a World Series. It just doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't work that way. I've always hated load management. And again, we talk about it all the time, right? All the time. How this is obviously it's a sport and it's a business, but it's also an entertainment business. The idea that you're going to spend $40 on chicken buckets. Yes, I jacked up the price by $10. Sue me. So $40 chicken buckets.
It'll be there soon.
Then, like, if you're like me, like I live in the capital region, so it takes about 3 hours to get to, the Bronx. And I don't like driving in New York City at all, so I take the train. So I'm paying for train. I'm paying for the chicken buckets. I'm paying for the cost of the ticket. And I get there, and what do I see? Giancarlo Stanton's not in the lineup. Judge is in the lineup.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Like, so I get why people have an issue with it, and I think it goes beyond. And then people will say, well, you got to do whatever it takes to win. I mean, is this any different than what we were talking about with the whole rev-up process? If you're just all of a sudden like, yeah, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to... I know you've been playing every single day and everything. We're going to take you completely out of your rhythm and just slow you down. I mean, the worst thing that you can do is... And they might not believe in hot or cold, but you listen to Michael Kay on the broadcast, not today, but just in general, he knows just as well as you and I do, Giancarlo Stanton is a hot and cold player. He is a streaky player. He is the definition.
Oh.
When he is hot, I don't think there's anybody scarier in baseball. I don't.